Meegwetch, Mr. Speaker, my question is to the acting premier. 2 weeks ago, I rose in this House to ask a question on behalf of the family of Steven Fobister Sr. and the people of Grassy Narrows, as did the leader of the opposition. At that time, there were fitting tributes to the former chief, former Grand Chief, from both sides of this place. But what I asked went unanswered. Will the acting premier rise now and acknowledge that Steven Fobister Sr. lived with and died from the effects of Minamata disease?
Deputy Premier.
The Government House Leader.
Government House Leader.
Well, thanks very much, Mr. Speaker, and I acknowledge the question from the member opposite and the members who are here from Grassy Narrows in question period this morning. I would also acknowledge that our government is taking the situation in Grassy Narrows very seriously. Already, our Minister for Northern Affairs and our Minister of Environment, Rod Phillips, sitting directly behind me, have been to Grassy Narrows to meet with the chief and elders, and I know that they are going to be continuing that type of dialogue in the days and months and years to come, Mr. Speaker. Unfortunately, what happened in Grassy Narrows is an historic tragedy, to be quite honest, in that region, and I know that our government is committed to working extremely closely with the members of Grassy Narrows and Wabesamong to come to a proper conclusion in this case. And just to continue our commitment to Northern Ontario, Mr. Speaker, our Premier and our Minister of Natural Resources and Forestry are in Northern Ontario making more positive announcements. Thank you.
Supplementary.
Question to the acting premier again. Since, as the Minister of Indigenous Affairs was also very quick to mention, he has direct experience with the former Chief Fobister in Grassy Narrows. This government should have no problem acknowledging that Chief Fobister was sick from mercury poisoning. Yes. Will the acting premier and the Minister of Health, on behalf of this government, commit today to compensate everyone in the community of Grassy Narrows and the others that are affected by it for the ongoing impacts on their health and livelihoods due to the mercury poisoning?
Government House Leader.
Thanks, Speaker, and again, thanks to the member opposite for the question, and welcome to the members from Grassy Narrows. I can tell you in direct response to that question, it's shameful that it took the previous Liberal government as long as it did without doing anything for that community. Our government has already taken immediate action to ensure that people who receive mercury disability payments are properly compensated by retroactively indexing payments to the rate of inflation, and that includes the folks in Grassy Narrows. These payments have been frozen for over 30 years, and that's unacceptable. On behalf of the Minister of Northern Affairs and Indigenous Affairs, this is one small part of the work that we're doing to addressing the long-standing challenges faced by the people in Grassy Narrows and Wabesamong. Our government continues to work with the First Nations community there and the federal government to clean up that river system, which has caused so much heartache for the people in that community, and to take care of the people who are sick in that community and help put the communities on a path towards a better future, Mr. Speaker.